And surprise, everybody, surprise video edition of Hat Trick Hockey. As always, everything moving forward, every episode moving forward is always sponsored by our good friends over at GL Heritage, official beer of Hat Trick Hockey. So, we're coming at you just from YouTube today. I got Drew on with me.
What
Drew,
up?
what's going on, man?
What's going on?
Fuck all, dude. How was New Year's with the family? Was it okay or what?
Yeah, it was good. Just fucking chilled out, smoked a couple hundred doobies, and ordered some pizza. It was good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
tends to happen. So
yeah.
for our listeners that don't know, Drew and I were fucking brothers. Not only are we brothers, we're twin brothers. So Drew is really, really good when it comes to like YouTube and shit like that. So we've got Drew on now with us. He'll sit in on some episodes. You'll hear him chime in on some stuff, and but he's gonna do a lot of shit behind the scenes for us. So we're glad to have Drew. So welcome, man. Um, Real quick too, anybody for the store, we'll get all this stuff kind of over with quick. The store, if you like Drew's hat there, or like my hat here, or this, my hoodie, we have toques, everything. It's all at the store at Laser Art. You can find those on the links on Drew's page, my page, pod page, Instagram.
Pretty
Fuck
well everywhere.
yeah, we
Yeah,
put it everywhere. So enjoy the merch. It's great. It's local. The quality's good, and the best part, it's price friendly. So that's always good too, right, Drew?
yeah, it's good. Laser art's good. Laser art's real good. So
Yeah.
make sure you check them out.
Um, Real quick too, Canada game's on. Drew and I recording tonight, so Canada game's on right now. I think it was 2-0 last time I checked.
Yeah, I think it was on a little bit here.
Yeah,
I
it
haven't
was
been
like
watching.
two. It was like 2-0 in the second period or something. Um, so you know what? Real quick, little fun fact on this day in hockey history. So January 2nd, 2002, a little guy by the name of Ron Francis played his 1,000th game with the Carolina franchise. He scored his 500th goal to join Wayne Gretzky, Gordie Howe, Marc Messier, Marcel Dion as the only players in the 500 goal and 1,000 assist club. That's pretty fucking nuts
Yeah,
if you got.
it's sick.
That's insane. And he also they lost that game 6-3.
Oh, it's always what happens.
They played Boston. Whenever it's a fucking special night, it seems to always get shit on by something.
Yeah.
Something always happens. Um, Real quick too. I got some crazy like NHL records that you might find kind of funny.
Are we switching it up a little bit? I like it.
Yeah.
Fucking
So
yeah.
yeah. So I figured, what the hell, you know what I mean? So
Something different.
these are ones that like even there was a few of them I was laughing at and stuff like that. So we'll kind of hop right into it here. So it goes like this: most career fighting majors. Okay, I'll give you a hint. He's a former Leaf, former Winnipeg Jet, Bell
Domi.
River boy.
Domi.
It's Ty Domi.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, yeah. I would either said him or Proby.
yeah, he has 333 career fights, and that's in the NHL.
Or if I really thought about it, I would have put McSorley up there somewhere too.
Yeah, but Domi like
Yeah, he
fought
everybody
everybody and
three times,
anybody.
three times.
Yeah, so he had 333 fights, and that's only NHL. So that's doesn't count as OHL.
Yeah,
Anywhere else he played, that's only NHL. So 333 fights. That's they said too that that's actually half of his career minutes are just fighting majors. Like so.
well, like the guys like that, they're there to do a job, and they knew it at that time.
Well, yeah,
Hockey
and look,
was when hockey was good,
yeah,
when
that's
men were men,
yeah,
and the boys were the boys.
when you were held fucking accountable for shit.
Right, right. None of that little pussy shit. No Marshawn licking anybody. None of that shit.
Oh yeah, Marshawn wouldn't last a day on the ice back
Grab him
then.
by the tongue and drag him around.
Oh yeah, they would 100%.
Fuck yeah.
Imagine him skating up to like a guy like fucking like Iserman or someone and trying to lick him with Proberg on the ice.
Bruh. But even then, like, there's
Even okay, you want to bring it into the little bit of fucking newer times? Go up to Iserman and lick Iserman with Mister McCarty on the ice. You know what I mean? Like
right.
it's not gonna fucking go down. You're not gonna get even close to him to do that.
Yeah,
So that's how much hockey's changed. It's fucked, and to be honest, it kind of sucks too. But
yeah.
It's all right though. Here's a weird one. This I was like, who even thinks of this record? Most scars on a player's head.
That
So
has to be what the fuck, Jacques Plant?
no, that's a
No.
great guess though. Same kind of era.
Um,
Same kind of era.
I don't know. I don't know who
I
that.
don't. I guarantee you know the name, but you might just not know that this is his record. So it was held. It's held by Eddie Shore.
Okay.
Eddie Shore had 19 scars on his head when he played with Boston, and that was in the 20s, 30s, and 40s. He
No
was with
lid
them.
days. That's why, right?
Yeah,
So
he was with them like a little bit during each of those
just
fucking
taking
things. But
fucking clappers off the dome,
oh man, like just tough time to play hockey.
and the sticks were like 12 pounds. Those pucks were
Yeah,
coming off.
imagine though they had sticks like now. It's
No,
like so how hard some of those
no.
guys shot.
They'd be dead. There'd be casualties every week.
It'd be nuts. Here's one that I laughed at because now with the like shootout rule, we don't have it and no more ties, right?
Mm-hmm.
Most ties by an NHL goalie. Think old days.
Like real old.
Old days. He was a Red Wing. I believe he was a Maple Leaf at a point in time.
Grant Fuhr?
No.
Oh, he didn't play in Detroit, did he?
No, he didn't.
Why the fuck did I think he was in Detroit?
I don't know. Terry Sawchuk.
Yeah, I wouldn't have got that.
So Terry Sawchuk had 172 ties over his NHL career.
It's like fucking kissing your sister.
That's horrible.
That's Brad, bro.
I did always hate the ties though.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pussy shit.
Ties suck balls. Fuck ties.
Yeah, it's fucking geek.
However, the shootout kind of sucks too. I would like to just see him. Remember when we were like younger and wherever we would play, and then we would start in frickin' overtime and we'd do a 5 minute and it'd be 5-on-5, and if no one scored, it dropped to 4-on-4, and then 3-on-3,
up to 3-on-3,
2-on-2.
yeah.
One, it could go to 1-on-1.
Yeah.
I'd like to see the NHL do that.
Yeah, but that would never happen.
I know, but that'd
never.
wouldn't that be way more exciting?
Yeah, well, of course it would be. It would be like, of course, but
And
that's
then
just
no
they would
fucking
never.
ties.
They would
No-
never.
no ties.
It would never be a thing. I don't think they would ever do. I like the shootout role, honestly. I do, and the continuous shootout.
Yeah, well, it kind of allows guys that
Oh, you
have
get to
that.
see some guys do a little dangling and
little dangle,
a little fucking dangle.
wheel snipe Sally.
Fuck.
Here's a crazy one. I was like, how the fuck is this even possible? Fastest NHL hat trick.
7 seconds.
No, it took 21 seconds. So that's like a goal every 7 seconds. But you said the whole.
Oh, I know. That just worked out like that. I was like,
But
oh, shit.
yeah,
But that's still pretty fucked.
and that's by Billy Mozenko. I think that's how I said it.
I don't know who the fuck that is.
I don't even know who it is either, but I butcher names. So if I said that wrong, I'm sorry. Most career goals by a goalie. You should know both of these guys. There's two of them. They each got two.
It's either Ron Hextall,
Yeah,
and Martin Brodeur.
that's both of them.
Yeah.
They each had two,
Okay.
and I think one of them. I think they both, if I'm correct,
Isn't
they scored in the playoffs. Too.
I was gonna say I thought Hextall was the only one to score in the playoffs.
No, because remember Brodeur scored against the Habs.
Oh yeah.
Right? So he did that at home. That was during the playoffs too. Here's one that like I literally started laughing when I read this stat. I was like, this sucks. The worst plus minus in a single season. Okay? It was done by a man by the name of Bill Mickelson in 1974-75 season. He played in Washington, okay?
Minus 237.
No,
Guess.
fuck no.
Oh,
You're way off.
Oh fuck.
No, he was minus 82.
Oh okay.
But still, if you play 82 game season, you're minus one every night.
Every night, yeah.
Like that sucks. What a shitty record to have, and no one will ever touch that. Like that's yours.
Yeah.
Forever.
Nobody's gonna be that terrible ever again in the NHL.
Yeah, one of the worst. One of the worst stats.
Because it gets down to is that I don't think any coaches these days would even let it get to that. They'd be like, look at this fucking guy. He's minus 50 right now.
Oh yeah,
like you know what I mean? He'd be out so fast.
Mm-hmm. That is correct. 100% correct. This one I laughed too. I'm like, what an animal. So, most time spent in his gear after they won the Stanley Cup.
Fuck. Is it gonna be who is? Give me a hint on. Is it someone I would know?
It was I don't think so, but it was in 2001 when the Colorado Avalanche won.
Okay.
So I think that was the year Ray Bork,
Okay.
right?
That
So
year, yeah.
Sean Podine spent 25 hours in his equipment after he
Holy
won the cup.
fuck.
So
So he
just sauce. So
so
think, you're full of beer,
so he
champagne.
must have got fucking so lit and did a fucking header face down and fell asleep. Had
It's
to have.
that, or he was just they were just rocking in the dressing room the whole time. Because they did win it at home, so they don't have to leave.
But yeah, but I'm saying you're gonna party for literally 25 hours in the arena.
If you won the cup, wouldn't you? If the party was going strong,
I'd
they
like
stayed.
party for a few hours and go somewhere else after
Yeah,
party. But
that's what they usually did. But
like
yeah, 25 hours.
that's fucking brutal. The stank.
Oh,
You
it's
just take
great.
all that equipment and throw it right in the fucking garbage.
Oh yeah, just burn it.
Yeah.
Most goalies used in a single season by a team.
So
So
like call ups and shit, like just switching goalies around like a fucking.
yeah. So there's a three-way tie. So it's the tie, and that is between the 07-08 Los Angeles Kings, the 2002-2003 St. Louis Blues, the 89-90 Quebec Nordiques. But here's the question: how many goalies did they use during that season?
Uh,
Here, I'll try to narrow it down for you. It's under 10.
so 7.
Yeah, it is 7.
Lucky number 7, babe.
Yeah.
You notice I guessed 7 last time too?
Yeah.
That's like when you're doing a test as a kid and you don't know the fucking answer. You always pick C. That's my fucking.
Drew, they got a lot of answers that are C on here.
Fuck. It's like, man,
C.
this kid's
Okay.
stupid. Yeah.
C.
This kid's half Mexican.
Yeah.
See?
And also, out of those 3 teams, St. Louis was the only one that actually made the playoffs. So think they used 7 different goalies and then made the playoffs.
Well, they had to find the right guy, I guess. Paid off. They probably
Oh
got
my
crushed in the
God.
first round. But
Yeah. So biggest differential for goals and assists by one player in a single season. St. Louis Blues 90-91. Who was their guy?
in
Who was scoring goals
St. Louis?
in St. Louis in
At 90?
90-91?
Fuck. You gotta remember we were like 5, bro.
Former Red Wing, won the fucking cup in Detroit. He won the cup in Dallas.
Oh, was it Brett Hall?
It was Brett Hall, yeah.
You know what? See, and I always forget he played in St. Louis.
Yeah, so he played in St. Louis. Get this shit. In 1 year, he had, and this is one season, he scored 86 goals and he had 45 assists. So the differential was he had 41 more goals than he did assists.
Hmm.
Some guys don't even get that in points in total. And that's 90-91, and that's all wood sticks and all that
385 mile an hour slap shot. Didn't he have a fucking laser, that guy?
Yeah, that guy was ridiculous.
I remember the Rock'em Sock'em. He took a clapper off the glass and hit the goalie in the back and went in the net or some shit.
Yeah.
Isn't that like old school shit?
Yeah, you're exactly right. That was Brett Hall that shot that. Most goalies used in a playoff series. 85, 86. We won't get this. We were like maybe 1.
In Baghdad?
No, it was 85, 86.
Yeah.
And it was in the playoffs. So it was probably June. So we were probably like a month old.
Yeah.
So here it is. In the playoffs versus the Flames, the Winnipeg Jets used 4 goalies in 3 games.
Not so bad.
4 goalies in 3 games. That is insane. Here's one that I think that you'll get easy. Most penalty minutes by a goalie in a single season.
It's going to be Ron Hextall for fun.
It is Ron Hextall. Can you guess how many he had?
122.
Close. 113.
Okay. I knew it was over 100, and I knew it wasn't that, because it's weird because I was just watching some Hacksaw videos the other day.
Yeah.
Him
What's
fucking
crazy?
two-handing dudes in front of the net and shit.
Oh, it's nuts. What's crazy too is like most goalies get like 8 minutes on the year or something, or if they like shoot it over the glass or like throw a body check or something.
He's got legit tough guy numbers. Like it's funny, and he's a fucking tendy.
Yeah, he's the goaltender.
I remember him and Chelios thing was pretty fucking good. Him leveling him in the corner.
Yeah. Fight him?
Yeah, it was. I think Chelly was in Montreal.
No, that was Chris fucking Chelios.
Yeah, as I said. Yeah.
But Dad and I were actually just shooting the shit about this the other day. So do you know why he went after Chelios?
There is a bit of a backstory, and I don't remember, and it was
There,
something stupid as fuck.
no, Chelios threw a hit on a guy. I think it was Brian Prop, and he hit a guy, and they said that it was a dirty hit. But when the guy was like laying on the ice, like bleeding, like badly,
Yeah.
so then and he was hurt pretty bad. So when the series was over, they just went after Chelios. So
Yeah,
that's how all that happened. But Dad and I were just talking about that.
I remember Hacksaw was real hot. I just watched that video the other day.
The guy's an animal.
Yeah.
Most games played in between goals.
Most games played between goals.
Yeah, this is
what era?
He's a New Jersey Devil. He's probably through the 90s. I don't think you'll get this one.
Okay.
Ken Danico.
Okay.
You might have heard.
I've heard of the name, but
Ken
I don't know.
Danico. He went 255 games between goals.
That's like my numbers, dog.
Yeah, but you were fighting and stuff though.
Yeah,
but it was like, if you base it on an 82 game year, he went over 3 seasons without scoring a goal.
Like, how the fuck are you still in the league at that point? You know, like, it's crazy.
I'm pretty sure he might have played on the rear end though. Like he could have
played D. Was it D?
Yeah,
man?
I think he played D.
Okay.
So that was probably what saved him. There's no way, if you're a forward and you don't score in 3 years, there's no way that you're staying.
Right, and that's right. So
yeah, because that's just fucked. Most shorthanded goals on a single penalty.
On a single penalty?
On a single penalty. It was done by the 2010 Boston Bruins.
So it had to have been a major.
No, it wasn't.
No? Really?
It was not a major. How many goals was it? 2010 Boston Bruins.
3.
It is 3.
Okay.
You want to know the fucked up part?
What?
It was a new it was a penalty carrying over from the previous period.
Okay.
So it wasn't even the full 2 minutes. And they scored 3 goals.
That's fucked.
So that's messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's all the like fun facts
sweet.
that I looked up. It's kind of shit that just kind of, I don't want to say useless stuff, but it's kind of useless stuff that nobody really.
And it's shit that you don't think of ever. And
yeah, or shit that you'd be like, oh, I'd kind of like to know what that is if you heard it or whatever.
Right.
So anyways, we're getting ready to drop this interview. Should probably do that, eh?
Yeah, let's get it.
So for anybody that doesn't know, we have on Uncle Hack. So the reason why we're bringing on Uncle Hack and putting him on like YouTube, because Uncle Hack is on he's all across social media. I think he's on Twitter, he's on Instagram, he's on Facebook, he's on YouTube.
Yep.
He has thousands upon thousands upon thousands of followers. I think when I added up all of his social medias, he was like 3 or almost 400,000.
Yeah. Well, it's well earned. He's a funny motherfucker, and like a lot of people don't really know who he is, but he's fucking really funny. Like, super funny.
Yeah. So if you look him up, his name's Uncle Hack. He does like funny like hockey shit. Like, what is it? Pro tips with a dip shit.
Yeah, and he's like, he's got a podcast too that's pretty fucking funny too. Yeah. So make sure you check that out, the Uncle Hack podcast.
He just shows you. I asked him about it during the actual interview. I asked him about it. So I asked him about the whole pro like tips with a dip shit and stuff like that. And he said that was just all of the stuff that the old guys were saying. So check that out. I talked to him about a few of them. So
the old lip dinner.
Yeah, the old lip dinner. But what do you think, Drew? Should we flip her over to Uncle Hack or what?
Let's get it.
All right, guys, enjoy. Here he is, Uncle Hack. He's a beaut. Enjoy. This next cat that we have on with us, shall we say, head of the fucking Danger Cats. Big fan of this guy. Been following him for a while. Been watching his videos for a while. They are absolutely hilarious. I want to give a huge Hat Trick Hockey welcome. Uncle Hack, what's up, man?
How you doing, man? Thank you for bringing me on your show, dude.
Hey, no problem. So what's going on out there with like fucking lockdown wise? You guys locked right up like us too, or what?
Yeah, for the most part, it's just some good old fashioned horse shit. Home and work, and I'm not essential, but I just still come. We got like a little office downtown, so, and all my shit's down here. So
now is that your office for your cat stuff? Like you're doing that full time now, aren't you?
I am now, yeah. And then we do some other stuff with like merchandising with other like YouTubers and shit like that. But for the most part, my day-to-day operation is just strictly Danger Cats, just writing articles for our website or thinking of like funny little skits, filming that, doing a podcast of our own. And then, just kind of putting things together, trying to just bring some comedy to the world.
Oh, dude, you're doing a good job. Like seriously, I was laying in bed one night with the wife. It was probably like 2 a.m. I couldn't sleep or the shit, right? So I'm laying in bed and I come across a couple of your videos and I start giggling, right? Well, I start giggling in bed while the bed starts shaking, right? It's because I'm laughing. And the wife's like, she turns around to me, she goes, "What in the fuck are you watching?" And I'm like, I point, I'm like, "It's Uncle Hack," right? And she's like, right away, she's like, "Who the fuck is Uncle Hack?" So now she knows who you are, right? Because I watch your stuff. So, but yeah, man, it was fucking great. So go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, I often wonder how many old ladies are just like physically upset to know that like this is what their guys laugh at. You know what I mean? Like I imagine like there's a good handful of dudes out there that watch this shit in front of them. Yeah. I've gotten a few messages of guys who being like, "My old lady is just shaking her head right now," and I was like, "That's exactly what I wanted."
Oh yeah, because you're for the boys, right? You're for the fucking guys here, and let's face it, a lot of your stuff is for the boys. I'm sure you got some female fans as well, obviously, right? I'm sure you get some messages.
Very minimal.
Right? Yeah, very minimal. He says, before we get going here, like really get going here, do you want to fucking pack a lip dinner or what?
Honestly, man, I quit chewing.
Oh, did you? When did you do that?
About a year and a half ago. Holy I'm on shit. One of them fucking douche flutes now. The dentist was just ribbing me hard. He's like, "Yeah, he's your gums are receding and you don't get more gum after you're done here." So I was like, "Oh shit." I was like, maybe I was going a little heavy on that. And he goes, "Well, it's just in certain areas." And he goes, "If it gets too low." And it kind of scared the shit out of me. So I was like, I guess I'm a little bit of a bitch in that sense, but
well, yeah, you don't want your teeth falling out of your fucking face.
No, I'll have a heater every now and then if like one of the guys has a can on him, or if we're sitting in the dressing room and some guy has a fucking can of chew on him, and they offer one up.
Then he can't pass down, right?
No.
I didn't even know. See, now I'm like, fuck, I'm way out of the times now with Uncle Hack.
I haven't really like came public with it too often. I keep that under the wraps, under the sheets. I think if I say under the sheets, that implies I'm part of the clan. So
have you got to play any hockey this year at all, or no?
No, nothing, man. I know a few guys that are just kind of waiting. And after obviously that incident that happened in Calgary, a few guys are like, "Well, maybe we'll go to the outdoor." And I hear some guys going, some guys aren't. So it's just kind of like, I don't know, hearsay. But the team I played for, I don't think the league like opened up again. I know there's some leagues up here that did, but
yeah. Or here they have everything. Just all arenas are shut down. They're pulling out fucking. They're actually yanking out the ice out of like some of the rinks. Like they just don't plan on playing again at all for the rest. I haven't skated since March.
Last March, eh?
Yeah, I haven't skated since March. I didn't play ball at all this summer. Like I didn't do nothing, man. Like normally,
there's no softball or nothing like that.
We didn't get any this year because they had everything fucking closed down all summer. Which, in a way, to be honest with you, it was kind of good because I got to like sit around the pool with the wife and kids, and you know what I mean. It was kind of nice to have a summer off.
Yeah, where you're not kind of running around, or if the kids have soccer or some shit like that.
Yeah, like, you know, like, well, normally I'd have to come home from work. We'd have to get the kids ready, rush off to the park and stuff to play. It was nice not having to do that. Although I have never played so much golf in my entire life.
Oh, like, so you found a substitute. And you can kind of pick when you golf. It's not like a set time, you know?
Yeah, but the only thing is I get shit hammered by the time I'm done. Yeah. I'm done it, right? After about 30 beers and 6 joints on the course, it tends to fucking, by the 18th hole, I'm not doing so well.
Yeah, some of them legal vitamins up here, eh?
Oh, my God, I love it. So did you obviously grew up playing hockey, right? Because I was just saying when we were off the air there, I seen the video of you making friends. You called it on the ice. So real quick to let everybody know what happened real quick. So Uncle Hack is in this. First of all, he throws. Was that you who threw that hit?
Yeah, it was a dirty hit. The kid wasn't even looking, and I cross-checked him in the head, and then it just a complete melee pop.
Yeah, all hell breaks loose. So the refs get it all broken up, and then you see ding, or the red circle, and it's Uncle Hack, and all you see is fucking the blonde flow, and this bing, you see the middle finger go up. I love it. I got kicked out of a game and did the same thing before too. So
I can't remember who. It was either some like lunatic mom was screaming at me, calling me a coward or something like that.
There's always
some
one.
Kids. Yeah, I can't remember. It was a long time ago, and I watched that and I still pissed myself laughing. Like, man, you're just a mental case when you're younger.
Was fucking gold. So one of the other things too, was that like a travel team, or was that like a house league type?
So I grew up in a small town, so we played in like a spud league. I don't know what that. What's a travel team?
Travel's just like you'll go to a town like a few hours away, play a game, and you have home.
Oh yeah. So it was like all the small towns and like where it was tiered. Like we had a AA team in town, and then they played like they did some major traveling, and then we were the A team. So and then there was a B team as well. So, but we were the A team. And then we just kind of played. It's essentially house league at the end of the day, and
So how old were you when you started to play hockey?
Oh man, young. Like I think the youngest I was in skates was probably like 2 or 3 years old.
So probably on the ice during games by fucking 4, like everybody else type deal.
Yeah, as soon as like initiation kind of rolled around, or like the old man would get you out on the rink as much as he fucking could, and in public skates or whatever he could. But yeah, hockey was always like it's a huge part of our family. Like all the cousins played. The older cousins, like uncles and shit like that. So nobody went anywhere. Like I got a younger cousin right now. He's kind of, I don't know what he's fucking around is what he's doing, but he's junior B down in Coaldale.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but he was supposed to, I think, go up to Spruce Grove and play and try out for the Saints, or there was something going on there. I can't remember what it was, but that's for the AJHL. Like junior A, I guess.
Okay. Are they actually playing right now?
Yeah, I believe the AJHL is playing right now.
So they're probably playing no fans, right?
Yeah. Obviously. I mean, everything's pretty much fucking shut down now. So
that would fucking suck to be playing like junior hockey somewhere and not have any fans. Like half the time, that's your energy, you know?
Yeah, and it's like the experience. You know, these young guys get out of the fucking house, they get to go play some hockey somewhere else, and you're part of a community. You get to do things for the community, and well, let's be honest, every junior kid's probably chasing pussy and having a good time. So
course.
You know, like,
of course,
call it what it is.
If they're not, is that really junior hockey?
Exactly.
Like, you know what I mean? One of the things too that I was going to ask you is not a lot of people know about you, but you fought MMA.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did for I had roughly what was I? I had about 10 fights.
Yeah, you said you went 5-3, right?
Yeah.
Winning record.
Yeah, 5-3 professional. I lost my exhibition kickboxing match, and then I won my amateur debut.
I see you got that one fight there. You ended it with a nasty head kick.
Yeah, that was my last fight. That was about 4 years ago. Okay. It was my last fight. Yeah, it was a walk-off head kick knockout. So it was a good way to fucking ride off into the sunset.
Oh yeah. So how many guys knowing that that you did that would like try and fight you? Because I find like I have a few buddies that are MMA and boxers and this and that, and the guys are fucking constantly challenging them. And I'm thinking, what are you doing? Like, you know what I mean? Like this guy could kick your head clean off your shoulders.
Well, The thing, like, obviously, if you like seeing the videos and shit of me fighting, I don't look like a fighter. So, like, the only dead giveaway is my mashed potato fucking ears that I'm rocking.
Yeah.
So this looks like I wrestled in high school, and nobody really believes, like, oh, you fought MMA. I also fought at 155 pounds, so I was like, I'm like 5'11", on the brink of like I'm in between like 5'11", 6 foot. So I was tall for that division, where most of those guys are like these short, stocky fucking pit bulls. Yeah. And I was just this skinny, pale white kid that didn't lift weight. I didn't lift weights, man. I just go in the gym and train. I was on that Nate Diaz program where it's just like go in, train, learn how to fight, and then just like let the fighting take over.
That's so you never fucking lifted weights, anything at all, eh?
No, man. I was super late. Like there was guys in the gym, like the gym I initially trained at, down in Lethbridge, Canadian Martial Arts Center is what it's called. There was mats on one side, and then they had like a weightlifting fucking center in the other side. And like dudes always in there jacking weights and shit like that. And I was just too fucking lazy. I'm like, fuck, why would I do that shit when I can just like smash pads and like get that muscle memory and learn how to crack?
Yeah.
And like what the fuck is that going to do for me? Maybe my mentality was a little stupid back then. But...
That's okay though. Yeah, but it's still though, that takes some balls to even step in that fucking octagon to fight. Like, you know what I mean? How long does it take to train to be fight ready? Like if you say, okay, I'm going to go in MMA to your first fight, like how long would that normally take to train?
Oh, I was a cocky little fuck when I walked in there. In my own head, I didn't run my mouth in there because I knew that those guys could fucking light me up.
Yeah.
But in my head, I figured I was like, okay, I'll train for 3 months and take a fight, and that was not the case. I was humbled pretty quick by like how good those guys were. They've also been like training for, some of them had 20 pro fights underneath their belt, and I trained there for probably 4 to 5 months consistently. And then the coach there just kind of looked and he goes, hey, you're in this class today. And there was a fighter training during the kickboxing training class. And then I got invited into that class. So it was kind of like, I don't know. I just kind of kept my nose to the grindstone, kept working hard in the gym. And then, they just invited me to start training with the fighters. And that was kind of like, I don't know. I caught some lumps and had to like, you know what I mean? Like you got to earn that was one of those gyms that you had to earn your stripes. So I got the shit kicked out of me for a bit, but I fucking loved every second of it because it was kind of like, I don't know. It was like, you're welcome now with open arms and you're one of the boys now.
Yeah. I used to box a bit too, but I only did it for hockey.
To stay in shape in the summer?
Well, that and to fucking kick ass. Like, you know what I mean? Because like I'll reference it to your Butt End City video, okay?
Yeah.
So I was like, I've done it from both aspects, okay? So I've been on that first line guy, and I've been on the fourth line with the cats, you know what I mean? So I've done kind of both roles. So, but I had to do it when I was a first liner because when all the goons got kicked out of the game or whatever, and I'm like, okay, well now everybody's after me, so now I got to fucking fight for myself, right? Like I don't have anybody else to do it for me now, so it would be fucking me, man. And that's what I had to do. I got my ass kicked a couple times, and I'm like, I can't keep doing this, man. So I fucking went in the train. Oh, hold on, you froze here. Hold on here. We got you there still? Oh, there you go. You're back.
Oh, sorry. What were you last saying?
Okay, so well, no, but I was saying like I used to box, right? So when all the goons got kicked out of the game when I was a first liner, I fucking got my ass kicked a couple times. So I had to be like, okay, like
and that's not fun.
Like I got to do something here. So I went in the train, and the coach asked me, he's like, "What are you here for?" I said, "Well, I'm a hockey player, and I'm fucking got my ass kicked a couple times because all the fighters were out. So I'm like, I need to fucking be able to like look after myself."
Yeah.
Sure enough, man, I got going with him. A couple months later, man, I was dropping kids like stones because like I was just chin down, right? Bite the mouth guard nice and hard and just let them fly. Like my thing, like we had a a former guest on here. His name's Wes Ewer, and I was told the exact same thing that he was, because about hockey fights was throw more punches than the other guy. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that's that old dog mentality.
Yeah, like what else can you do?
Who bites harder? Who can take a harder hit? Where now guys are like, they understand defense. You know, the head movement. That moving your head off the line every now and then.
It's huge. What I used to do too to fuck with guys is I would line up left-handed. So then they would tie up my left hand, but I'm a right-handed, right? So you'd tie up my left, and I'd be like, "Oh, well, look what's free," right?
And then I can just unload. That's a good move. Good. That's smart thinking.
I would line up like this, and then they'd tie up my left arm, and I'd be smiling, throwing fucking straight down the pipe. It was bad, man. It was bad. We crushed a bunch of people, but it was weird because I went from like opposite ends of the spectrum, like. For fucking 3 years in a row, I won all of Ontario scoring. And then the fucking next year I had like almost 300 penalty minutes. Like it was like such a flip that
I wanted a shot at the strap.
Yeah. And then after, once I started fighting, that was it, man. So like my last like 3 years of minor hockey was just beating the fucking wheels off of people, but it was fun. I enjoyed it. Let's get back to, so what made you think of like all this YouTube stuff and the cats and everything? Like, how did you come up with all this?
Honestly, there's like it's a bunch of stuff. Like, I just remember like going on YouTube and I could never really find something that was like, that really resonated with me and what I find funny. It's always tough to like find that because there's so many people creating shit, right? And then I don't know. I just like, I always found like the shit in my hometown, especially like the hockey stuff and all, and like just a small town mentality. I've always found that like super funny. So I just started thinking of this shit, and like I had a guy like kind of like put it in my ear and be like, why don't you do a YouTube channel? And I'm like, man, like everybody's doing a fucking YouTube channel. It's like that. To me, it was gay. Like, I'm just, so what? I'm going to make a couple videos on Facebook and shit like that. And this is going to be, you know, this is how I'm going to be perceived. And people are just going to roast me on this. It's like, man, I'm fucking good off that. And then finally, I thought about it for a while and I'm like, maybe I'll try one. And I used it to market we had a hockey clothing line back in the day.
Yeah.
And it just never panned out. And I used these videos to like market the fucking clothes. And then on top of it, I was just like doing all these stupid hockey tutorials of like shit that guys did back in the day, that they would, all those old war dog stories that you'd hear in the locker room playing beer leagues, right?
Pro tips with a dipshit, right?
Yeah. It's literally like that. Like there's just like so many old legends that, you know, came up in the ranks of like the old school junior hockey in Tabor back in the day, that just, you know, they got all these funny things that they used to do that dudes don't do right now. So it's like so fucking funny to me.
Yeah. Where did you come up with Butt End City? Where the fuck did you hear that?
Like leaving the 2 inches out of it.
Yeah, no, just everything you said in that video, I was fucking cracking up. Like the plug, like you pull out the plug, like you already are one. So what the fuck you need 2 for, right? And I'm like who fucking thinks of this shit? Like, how, was that all on the fly, or is that stuff that you just had written down?
No, that was just like me hitting record, and
that's just on the fly.
Yeah.
Holy fuck, dude! How do you think of that shit?
I don't know. I was a dressing room guy, man. So I was always dicking around and fucking telling jokes and getting guys laughing and shit like that. I was a class clown in school too. So like comedy, I think, is like where life was gonna end up anyway. So it's like, you know, and like even job sites, I was always kind of the fucking moron on the site, kind of. It's miserable outside. We might as well have fun while we're doing it. You know what I mean?
Of course. Plus, it makes the day go by a little quicker too, right?
And it's just how like, that's how like me and my friends talk to one another. It's just like we have funny verbiage for like silly little situations that you just kind of, you'd say something and like they understand what you're talking about, where somebody else would be like, what the you guys fucking even speaking English right now? Like, it's
so, what like point was it where you were like, this is starting to pop off here? Like, holy fuck! Like, how did first? Well, actually, here before you actually answer that question, how did you get it to just boom? Like, is there something that you did, or did it just catch?
Pardon? I think I got a bad connection here.
Oh, okay. No, you're all good. I said, like, how did you get it to catch? Like, did it just catch automatically, or did you have to do something?
I just went in with like zero fucks given, kind of like, I don't care if this guy pops off or not. I'm still gonna,
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. It just kind of had his own spunk and flair to it, and I think like it resonated with like a lot of people. Plus, us doing like me in a hard hat, just being a fucking moron out in the field, and like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just kind of, that's how small town dudes, blue collar dudes, just that's how we talk, that's how we think, and get through life. And if it's fucking funny, and you get a reaction, like comedy is like you need a reaction to get something, you know what I mean? And you can build off that.
So is like comedy like something that you're like, are you looking to do like on the stage one day, do some
I did my first showcase in October before everything shut down. I did I was actually out your way, Hamilton legend Jason Rouse. I was on a show with him, and that was the first comedy show that I was ever on. And then I do open mics here in Edmonton from time to time.
Okay. So how did it go when you were here in fucking Hamilton?
Oh no, I wasn't in Hamilton, but like I just mean like the Jason Rouse.
Oh, he's from there.
He's from Hamilton, yeah, and he's like a legendary stand-up comic from Canada here.
Okay, so how did it go when you did your first stand-up show?
Really well, man, and it went like
really well.
Yeah, like I fucking should be a little more humble about it, but like it blew me away. Like, it was electric, and it was the best fucking feeling I've had, and like since the first time I walked into an MMA into a cage for MMA.
Well, you're a pretty witty guy too, right? So like, if someone tries to say something to you, I could see you like quick response.
Yeah, and like we were doing all like these fucking, I don't know what it was. I was really trying to find my footing with all this shit, and we were like going to strip clubs and hosting like these amateur strip contests and all this, and it was just like I just like didn't like that. Like, don't get me wrong, like hell yeah, it's awesome. Girls want to get up on a stage and show you your tits. That's fucking wonderful.
Yeah.
But at the end, in the grand scheme of things, it's just like, is this the guy I want to be? Like, is this where I'm gonna fucking die? You know what I mean? So it's like, I wanted to, like, I've always wanted to do stand-up comedy. So I finally just like bit the bullet and finally did it. And it sucks. I chose to do it in the middle of a pandemic, like the moron I am.
But in a way, though, that's kind of good that you did it that way, because then you kind of get a little taste of how it is. Then when everything's back to normal, who knows whenever that will be.
Yeah.
You'll be fucking ready to rock, right?
Yeah. And I made some really, really good connections in there, and guys were willing to help out right away. They're like, hey, fuck yeah, breath of fresh air. Like, most guys come in, they only fucking do this 2 or 3 times and they fuck off because they're like, oh, maybe this is a lot of work. Yeah. Where it's like, this is something I want and I want to do. So I'm there because I want to, not because it just seems like, because my dumb friend said like, oh, you're funny, man, you should do stand-up comedy. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Like,
yeah. And like, it I don't know, it's just like all like panning out for the better, you know?
Did you do it kind of like a little bit based on like hockey kind of stuff, or just real world stuff, or just kind
of real world, like jokes that I like, shit that I make funny that I make fun of, and like, I don't know, kind of like this woke culture and shit like that just irritates the fuck out of me. Like, and I kind of went in on that, and like just kind of funny shit that happened to me when I was younger. It's just like a lot of jokes of like how I grew up. I grew up with like a single mom, and we were pretty broke growing up. So it's like humor in the house was kind of like that shit was currency for us, you know, like we just kind of had to laugh at our situation. There's nothing we can fucking do about it. Like it's kind of funny.
They always say laughter is the best medicine.
It is, man. And like you learn to kind of harden up a little bit, you know what I mean? Like when you come from kind of a shittier background and you're not spoon fed everything, you kind of and you got to work for your shit.
Yeah.
You have a different mentality of the world, I think.
And you also fucking appreciate everything a lot more.
Yeah.
Than you know,
because
you're doing good, man. You're doing real good.
Oh, thanks.
So man. You used to go in all these bars and shit all the time, right? Like you used to be in bars all the time. Tell me, what's the funniest thing you've seen in a bar?
One night I talked this kid into I think it was in Fort Mac or Grand Prairie. He had a dirt bike in the back of his truck, and I was just like on his ass. I'm like, and I think I got him arrested because I was like, man, you won't catwalk up Main Street. And he's just like fucking banging wheelies up and down. I'm trying to think of something off the top of my head. I've seen like some pretty weird shit. You know what I mean? Like, what's the funniest fucking thing I've seen that just had me in tears? People are wild. I'll just say that. People are insane. You pump some drugs and cocaine, or like drugs and liquor, cocaine into them, it's like, it's lights out, man. It's like they're the best source of entertainment you can possibly have. So it's like those events were never dull.
Yeah.
And I don't have I wish I could think of like something right off the top of my head. I'd need like our camera guy.
Oh yeah, I'm sure the shit that he's seen through that lens.
Yeah, man, he used to see some fucking hilarious shit, and then I'd be wrecked at these things because guys are buying shots and all this, and it was just so like unprofessional in the terms of like comedy, but I had a great time. So.
Oh yeah. I watched I think a video or two of you when you were like in these bars and stuff, and I was just thinking like, how the fuck does this guy function by the end of the night? Like
cocaine is how is it? Yeah, like
puking, like that'd be so bad.
Dude, we were so gassed on the Russian powder or the Colombian powder all the time, man. Like it took me a while. Like I straightened up now. Like I've been clean for about a year and a half, and I don't.
Good for you.
Yeah, I barely drink now, so it's like
just kind of focusing on your thing, eh?
Yeah.
As you should, like, man. Why not? Fuck, it's making you money.
Yeah, and you know, like it's tough for if you're a fucking the best advice I got this summer was from like a comic of 5 years, and he's like, look, man, you can be a wild card all you want on stage and on the internet and all that, but when you deal with people that want to book you or they want to have you come and host these events and all that, if you are so easy to deal with and respectful and nice, it makes the process 10 times easier. Where if you're shit-faced in the crowd and you're fucking lit up all the time, these guys aren't going to want to work with you, and you're just going to ruin your whole reputation in the industry. And like that really like stuck.
Yeah, that's great advice.
Mm-hmm. And he's been a comic now for 6 years, and he works like he's toured Europe and has all these amazing opportunities, but he's an absolute fucking wild card on stage. He just does all the crazy shit. Like just like you never know what you're gonna get with him.
Yeah.
And so he sat me down and he just like kind of gave me this advice, and it like resonated really well.
So if you're gonna sit down at home and you're gonna watch someone's fucking thing there, who's your favorite stand-up comic? Like who's that guy that you turn on? Who's your go-to guy? The guy Tim that you Dillon. Turn on? Yeah, who's that? Honestly, I've never heard of him.
Tim Dillon. He's from Rhode Island, but he lives in LA. Man, he's easily the funniest guy in the game right now. His podcast has me in stitches every fucking week, man.
I'll have to look him up.
Oh, buddy, you are in for a treat. He is fucking hilarious.
What's that? Where can I find his shit at?
He's on YouTube. You can catch him on like Spotify and all that. But yeah, he is him. Or I listen to Nick Mullen's podcast and like Nick Mullen's good. I really like any of the guys in the Legion of Skanks. I find fucking hilarious, like Louis Gomez, Big J Okerson, and Dan Soder. I like those guys are just like legends in my mind. But I like that darker shit that like will kind of anything that'll make my mom like kind of like, oh wow, I can't believe he's saying that. Then I like it. If my sister doesn't like them, then I know they're good.
Yeah, that's funny. I was gonna say I watched. I think it was a Bert Kreischer one, not too long ago. He was pretty funny. He made me laugh a lot.
Yeah,
I think it was his Secret Time. It's called.
Okay, yeah.
It was pretty good. He was pretty raw in there at times, so it was pretty good there. So we'll flip over to a little more hockey here. What do you think of how the NHL's gonna be doing all their shit?
You know what, man? A lot of people are shitting on this whole divisional kind of like the North Division and East and West and how it's all set up. But I think it's going to make it like honestly quite interesting. Edmonton and Calgary are going to play each other 10 times this year.
Oh, so good.
Right? Like you're going to create some rivals that are going to last like could be a generation. It'll be a generational thing over just from this one season.
So let me ask you, you being a diehard Oilers guy, right?
Yeah.
What did you think of those 2 hits on Kassian?
You know what, man? Kassian plays a hard game, and now he knows how to play it. And like, he's a big boy; he can fuck it. But like, the only thing I would say is like, don't be such a pussy. Answer the bell. Fight.
Yeah.
Like you knew what you did.
Like
those
on
are dirty.
The spot. Like on the spot fight. Yeah.
Those are dirty, dirty hits.
Well, he left his spot too to go and hit him on the blind side too, right? And like I thought, okay. So Zach 10 years ago would have said shit in the media. It would have been a lot different in the media. I thought he handled it like a pro. Like he said, if you want to play big boy hockey, let's play big boy hockey. If you want to hit me from the blind side, that's fine, he said. But he said, you're going to answer the bell. And that was pretty much what he said. And I was thinking Zach 10 years ago would have been like, I'm going to kill you.
Oh, man.
You're done. Like
you would have seen like those, remember, like his eyes would just go fucking.
So we had the actual privilege of watching him play in Windsor. So Windsor is about 20 minutes from my house. So we were up at the Spitz games all the time when it was like him and like Taylor Hall and like when they won those 2 fucking cups there back to back, right? They had everybody on that team. And it was I think Philip Grubauer played net. And they had Hall, I think Henry, Kassian, like all those guys were there. They had such a good team. I actually met Zach too. So the Bob Probert ride. So there's a ride here for him. It's usually I think it's usually the last, or it's the 3rd or 4th weekend in June every year. And so Zach was at the last ride that we did. He was one of the ride captains. So I got to like meet him, snap a photo with him and stuff. He was super cool. But yeah, so Zach's got a nice bike, riding a nice bike and everything. It was cool. But yeah, they were all around. But he was I'm trying to get him on here with us actually.
That'd be great.
Yeah, I'm trying to get him. So what did you think of the brawl?
Oh, amazing, man. That just got sparked so much, and like you just got like a teaser of what the season could have been. Can you imagine if those 2 teams met in the fucking playoffs for even 5 games? That would have been electric.
Oh, I'd like to see him go 7.
Oh, everybody would have, man. That would have been the series to watch, because you would have had, Kachuk running around doing what he does and doing his job. And you can't discredit him, man. That's his job, and he goes out there and he does a phenomenal job of what he's paid to do. He gets under your fucking skin. That's what he's there to do.
And it's not like he's hitting all the little guys. Like he's hitting the big boys.
Yeah, like he took a stab at him. And you know what? At the end of the day, fuck it. As an Oiler fan, I can sit there and shit on that kid all I want, but you got to respect it.
Yeah, I would take him on the wings all day, every day. Like I'm a huge Red Wings fan. I've always been a Red Wings fan.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, why don't?
There you go. There's old Probert right there.
Oh yeah, Bobby.
Yeah. And then I got
Gordy.
Yeah.
Fucking right, man. You gotta have those two. Those are pillars here in Detroit, man.
Mm-hmm.
I was so happy when they signed Yzerman. Oh my God. When he came back, I was like, thank God. Because they were absolutely horrible there for a bit. So like, when did you realize that you could do the whole YouTube and stuff like full time? Like you quit your job to do it, right?
Well, my job kind of quit me, so I didn't really have an option. We were kind of toying with the idea of like running a clothing line. I've tried and failed at it like 3 times of like running my own brand, and then the YouTube kind of kicked off, and I was a pipeline operator, and we lost our contract for the line that we were running.
Oh, okay.
So it was like I was between a crossroads of either going way the hell up north and going to work for a different company doing some pipeline operating, or it was to go and really take a stab at this. And I sat down with some people, and the decision at the end of the day was made like, well, let's gamble. Like, what's the worst that's going to happen? I got to go back to the pipeline, and then that's it. That's all. Like, that's fine with me. But I know I'll regret not giving this a try.
Oh.
So then, life kind of went in this direction, and our backs were against the wall, and it was like, hey, either make this fucking work, or you're gonna go do things that you don't want to do. So it's just been a constant like grind to keep things popping.
So for me right now, like I'm trying to build a brand. So what advice could you give to a guy like me that's kind of like, just even if it's just like simple advice? Like one of the things I was told when I first started this was like, they were like, you got to just keep at it, just keep going. And we're episode 20. We've had 25 episodes now. So like, what advice could you give a guy like me to kind of build our brand?
Don't give up. I just like, I'm huge. Like I hear about so many people being like, oh man, you're so lucky to have this. It's like, I'm not fucking lucky. I refuse to give up. I've been doing this. I've been running this brand now. It started in 2017, and I started all the social medias, and I started doing all the shit. And you don't need to be controversial. I know I did out of the gate, and I just thought it was funny at the end of the day, because that's just like the shit I find funny. But it's just you'll build an audience over time as long as you're consistently trying. And somebody might recommend this podcast, like you talking to all these NHLers and stuff like that. And one dude could listen to it. He recommends it to a guy, and like word of mouth is the best source of gaining an audience than anything. Like even prior, be like, hey man, what kind of podcast do you listen to? And I tell you that I listen to Tim Dillon and Cumtown, and then maybe you go and check them out, maybe you don't. But honestly, like in terms of building a brand, it's just like you're gonna fuck up sometimes, and I've fucked up lots while doing this. And it's like, whether it be partners or maybe an idea doesn't hit as hard that you thought was going to hit, and then just constantly putting clips out and just throwing shit into social media, because one video might crush on TikTok or Instagram, and it might flop on Facebook. But if you're constantly building audiences throughout all these platforms, and then you have a place where they can go and consume your content, because at the end of the day, to me, that's what it is. And I guess it's having a full understanding of what you want to accomplish with your brand at the end of the day too.
Yeah, that's great advice. One of the videos that had me like in tears laughing. Can you explain to everybody real quick the gayest day you've ever had?
Oh, dude, that's I woke up and like there was a Wild West era with this, that I just kind of I was just doing a ton of stupid shit, and like we were just posting titties to our Snapchat, and like it was just craziness. And I wake up, and the first thing I open is a dude just like stroking his cock on Snapchat. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with people? Like, and then later in the day, another guy that I know from back home is sending me fucking videos of him on a stripper pole and dancing and all this. And he'd be like, hey, bro, we should smash mills together. And I'm like, what is wrong with you? And then he's like sending me all these fucking videos he made on Pornhub. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening today? And then like everything revolved around cock, like all day long. And then to cap the day off, after I leave the gym and I go home, I open up my mailbox and my ex now, but girlfriend at the time, bought gummy dicks on the internet and sent them to me as a joke. So I opened it up because she'd always keep asking, hey, did you check the mail? And I was like, oh, why? Did you order something? Like, we didn't live together, but she sent them to me. And I opened this up. I'm like, I called her. I'm like, you're not going to fucking believe the day I just had.
Yeah.
And I'm telling her about this. I'm like, it didn't. And I was like, they had the nail in the coffin. I just opened up a package in the mail. Somebody sent me fucking gummy worm dicks. She's just pissing herself laughing. Like, I couldn't believe it. It's just, I think God was trying to really test my will on what side of the fence I fucking lean on.
That was fucking, I was seriously like almost crying laughing when I watched that video. You're like, I don't know what the hell's going on today. But that was like, oh man, I was like crying laughing. Fuck, what was the other thing I was gonna ask you? Hey, speaking of golf there that I like mentioned a while back, do you ever golf?
Time to time, like I'll go playing like some scrambles with the boys and shit like that. But I'm not like I don't take it like next level serious.
Yeah, no, we don't either. We just go out and crush beers and
have
a good time.
It's an excuse to get the married guys out.
Yeah, married guy.
Yeah. Like I'm not that. I'm not married or have kids, so it's just like my life is just kind of run wild.
So is Uncle Hack a single guy?
I have an old lady right now, but like, yeah, but for the most, yeah, I guess it's like kosher. I don't know.
So how long have you been with her?
I think like a year or something like that.
How'd you meet her?
I think Instagram.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Met her through Instagram, just kind of like online kind of shit.
Just scoping the Instagram babes and like fucking what you saw there.
Yeah. Pics were looking pretty fly, so I was like, all right, let's see what else is going on with it.
That's fucking funny. So is she from like your area or?
Yeah, she lives in Edmonton now, but she's from actually more so your area, like on the border of Manitoba and Ontario.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Are you ever out this way at all?
Dude, I haven't been east of Saskatchewan.
Really, eh? Ever?
Yeah. No, just like I don't know. I know I gotta fucking see a little bit more of Canada. That's what's that?
I can't say anything because I haven't been anything out west of Ontario.
Fair enough.
So I can't really talk.
Dude, you gotta come. Fuck, man, you should come out and golf out in Banff and all that. You fucking cream your shorts.
Only if you're going with us.
Yeah, I gladly will. We'll plan a fake stag.
Plan a fake stag. Come out there with the boys or what?
Yeah.
Because there's actually 4 of us that work on this freaking pod. Like we got an audio guy, video guy, and then me and Rob are the 2 like hosts.
Oh, okay.
Rob's just had some fucking shit going on tonight, so that's why it was just me and you tonight.
That's all good.
But he's Rob's a beaut, and then we got Billy there. He does all our audio, does all our editing for audio, and my brother there, Drew, he like watches all your shit too, and he does all of our video.
Oh, okay.
So we're kind of doing our thing there. Everybody's kind of doing their own parts. But yeah, we got sponsors. We got a beer sponsor. We got a weed sponsor. We got a weed shop as a sponsor.
Crazy.
Tony's Joint. That's one of our sponsors. We got a beer sponsor. They're called GL Heritage.
Okay.
So they're our beer sponsor. They're like kind of a craft beer kind of place. And then It's actually owned by one of my friends. We play like hockey together.
Yeah.
And fuck, what was the other one I was going to? Oh, okay. Did you ever watch the show Heavy Rescue or whatever? Heavy Rescue 401. The guys in the
like out in
they go to a whole bunch of wrecks on the 401 here in Ontario, but they go to a whole bunch of wrecks with like fucking tractor trailers and all that shit. So they go do all this. They're on
Discovery. Yeah.
So they're on there. They're one of our sponsors too. I actually know a couple of the guys that are on the show.
That's awesome.
So they're a couple fucking like Harrow boys. I've known those guys forever. Harrow's just a little town, like 3,000 people.
Yeah.
So it's, I don't know.
Shithole.
Yeah, pretty much. Everybody, when I say, oh, they're like, where are you from? I'm like, I'm from Harrow. They're like, oh. Like,
yeah.
Harrow? I'm like, what? Is Harrow the anus of Essex County or something? Apparently it is, I guess.
Yeah, I guess you learned that it is.
I was like, holy fuck. Yeah, dude, I've never been out that way. I got a friend out there too. It's always like, come out, man, come out, like bugging me. But I'm like, I got a wife, 3 kids, I got a fucking job. Like, it's hard to just get time off to go.
It's tough.
Yeah, like I wish. Yeah, but dude, you gotta come out here one time though, man.
Yeah, I definitely like, I know like in the future I want to get out there and like there's some YouTubers and shit like that out that way. And
anybody we'd know?
There's one guy, his name's Jack Demo. He's from Hamilton. I kind of like he was here in Edmonton in the summertime and we shot some stuff. Like he does like these kind of like movie cinematic kind of YouTube videos.
Oh no shit.
So we shot that, and then I had a small segment in his like movie, I guess to say.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's just like kind of dudes in like comedy clubs. Obviously, like Toronto is the mecca of fucking Canadian comedy. So if you could get a footing in there, or like come and rock the house a few times, and knock these sons of bitches off their seats and make a name for yourself.
Yeah. So what do you like to do when you're not like working, shall we say?
Man, I'm especially like right now, I'm slowly getting into, I used to skateboard quite a bit. So like last summer, this summer I got out a few times. One of my buddies built a mini ramp in his backyard. So we got back into skating, and it was, yeah, so I skateboard a lot. But for the most part, dude, with like the shutdown and stuff, like I picked up a snowboard this year, so I'm gonna get into snowboarding a little more now that there's like no hockey going on, and there's a couple like little hills here in the city, plus like Jasper and Banff are only a 2.5 hour drive away. So
oh fuck,
go out there and try and fucking shred the gnar, bro.
Oh, why wouldn't you?
Right?
You guys fucking probably got a ton of snow there, do you?
Yeah, I just dumped for like 2 days out there, but it's been hit and miss. I know where my mom's at. My mom's down in southern Alberta, and they got like 0 snow. Up here, there's a little more.
Yeah, we don't have any here right now.
For real.
It was like almost, I think it was like 45 degrees today here.
Dang.
Like I walked outside in just a hoodie. It was like, whoa.
Fuck, dude.
What's going on here? Like,
no doubt.
Like 2 days before Christmas here, like
it's kind of fucked up, isn't it?
I feel like a few years ago it was kind of like that Christmas Day, like it was legit like nice outside.
Yeah, what was it, 2 years ago? It was like that too. There was like no snow on the ground. It felt like it was like fucking April, man.
Yeah, it was weird.
Look at us, fucking old cocksuckers, talking about the weather like a bunch of douchebags, eh? Hey, Charles, you remember 3 years ago, fucking when there used to be snow on the ground for Christmas?
That Christmas when we were outside deep frying a turkey.
Yeah, back in my day when men were men and Christmas was Christmas and snow was on the ground.
We had to walk out through 3 feet of snow to get to our presents out of the back of the car.
Yeah, gay was just an emotion, not a sexuality, man.
That's fucking funny. Holy shit, dude. Hey, do you ever go to any of those Oiler games?
Yeah. I only got to go to 2 or 3, but when they made the playoffs, I was going to a ton, man. It was just a fucking party.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, it was a soiree. Every bar, every shithole bar was just like you walk in there and it was a great time.
Just jam packed, eh?
Yeah, it was like 10 out of 10 recommend.
How sick is Connor McDavid?
There's like you watch him on TV and then you go watch him in Rexall Rogers.
Yeah.
And it's like
night and day.
Night and day, man. Like it's just like literally I can't fathom his foot speed. It fucking blows me away. How he can just a drop of a dime and he's going like fucking 90 mile an hour out there.
What he did to Morgan Riley in Toronto was like,
that was dirty.
Looking away from him and then goes shelf. And that was, I guess, the first goal he ever scored in Toronto. Was that goal. It was like when he's smiling himself, I'm like, I was watching it live. Like I was watching the game at home and I was just, he, got the puck and I'm like, all right, there's a couple Leafs around and it's Morgan Riley and he did the little head fake. And then he's one of those guys though. He takes one stride and he's 3 strides ahead of everybody.
He's making the best defenseman in the league look stupid.
Yeah.
That's unreal.
But when you're that fast though, like, and think about it, he almost opted to have that fucking surgery too on that knee. Remember, he just chose to rehab it.
Yeah.
Like if he would have had that surgery, I think he would have shaved 3-4 years off of his career if he would have done that.
Take your time. That's good on him for thinking like that too.
Yeah. I don't wonder how many opinions he had to get in order, because that was an insane injury. And then that Brandon Manning too, he had that injury there. He broke his clavicle or something, was it?
Yeah,
I think it was. So. And then he was like going off the ice, and then I was like, ooh, that's not gonna sit well with the boys on the bench there. And then I think if my memory serves me correct, Patrick Maroon, I believe, fought him. Like it might not have been that game, but I know like those two fought
down the stretch.
Yeah, it was insane. But yeah, man, I just want to say thanks for coming on. Fuck, shooting the shit about everything. We were all over the fucking map, but whatever. We got her done.
Covered some fucking real estate there.
Yeah, but man, yeah. So like I said, check us out on there, man. I'll keep listening to you at work. I was laughing the other day at work listening to freaking one of your podcasts, and everybody was looking at me like I was a complete nut.
Yeah, and
then like, what are you laughing at? I'm like, don't worry about it. Like,
yeah, and then if you showed them what you were listening to, they probably think like, oh yeah, this guy's a fucking maniac.
It's great though, man. I love it. But yeah, I just want to wish you the best of luck, man. And
thank you.
When you're back this way, or when you come this way, shall I say, because you haven't been here yet.
That's right.
If you're ever out this way, man, let us know. We'll meet up for sure.
Absolutely, man. Thanks for having me on your show, dude.
All right, buddy. Thanks a lot.
Peace.